Hi, this is Josh with Resort TV 1, and today I'm at Epcot, and I'm here to give you a huge construction update for January of 2020. We hope you enjoy the video, but before we get into that, please be sure that you hit that subscribe button right below the video. Also, be sure to turn on notifications by clicking the notification bell and setting it to all notifications so that you don't miss any of our videos or live streams. Also, be sure to give this video a like and a comment because that really does help when you do that. And finally, be sure to follow us on social media with Resort TV 1 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So let's get started with this construction update. As you can see behind me, there are walls all over the place. A lot of the pathways around this main entry plaza as well as the rest of the park have been really massively changed to accommodate the big construction projects going on at Epcot. So let's go check it out. And right here by the Epcot monorail, you can see that the construction on the new security kiosk here is well underway. So it'll be interesting to see how that affects security wait times when that's finished. And we'll start out by showing you a monorail ride around Epcot to show you a bird's eye view of this construction. It's pretty remarkable from the monorail. So here you can see the construction in the entry plaza. You can actually see the new fountain construction is coming along quite well. It'll be interesting to see what that looks like when it's finished. And as we head around Spaceship Earth, you can see some of the construction right there on that side that keeps you from walking on the left side of Spaceship Earth. Camera's having a little bit of trouble focusing because of the sun, but you can still see the new pathway, which now is actually open as I'm editing this later. That restroom area and that pathway is open, but just a few days ago when I filmed it, it wasn't. So the construction progress in some ways is moving pretty fast. There you can see some of the other construction just over there between the Odyssey building and Innovisions East. Now, of course, you can see the iconic Fountain of Nations again is completely removed, and part of Innovisions West there is again completely removed. Now, in the video, which I filmed a few days prior to this, monorail loop, you're going to see some of the structure of that last part of the building on Innovations West is actually still standing, but now it's already taken down. So again, the progress has moved pretty fast. I didn't have time to take all the footage in one day, but it's pretty neat that you can see all the progress just throughout the video that's been made. I even have an update that I made a few days after that that shows some of the pathways changed again. So Epcot is in a constant state of change at this point, and it's still an enjoyable place to visit, but it's interesting to see all the change for sure. The trees are beautiful this time of year as well. There you can see some of the construction behind the wall that leads towards the new pathway between Spaceship Earth and the Living Seas. And we'll show you that from the ground here in just a bit. It's a beautiful evening though, recording this with Spaceship Earth and the beautiful blue sky in the background. There's a better look at the fountain from the other side. And you can see that planter actually has some nice flowers in it, so we'll see if they open that up for people to walk by and see soon, or maybe it's just there to for guests to enjoy from the monorail. So you can see where we are here in the main entry plaza. People coming in the ticket gates here, Magic Band touch points. And we've got really cool artwork on the side of the construction wall here. The world awaits over there. You can kind of see through the crowds of people. These are really the only walkways, by the way. That's why it's so crowded going through here. The other side of the wall is actually completely shut off. You cannot get on the other side of the wall. They actually had it open during the holiday season to accommodate more traffic, but now they've got it closed again to make the work easier for them. Just another view of the busy ticket entry area, the gate. And you can see the way this wall is, there's only one way around here. And so everybody comes in this direction, around the wall, and underneath the Spaceship Earth. So there's a little bit of space over here, but most of the people are going to take the shortest path, which is right by the wall itself. So it does get a little congested, but it is working even on a busy day like today. And coming underneath Spaceship Earth to the left, you will notice the first really big change that is happening here at Epcot, and that is that this whole entire left side of the entry plaza is blocked. Now, earlier actually they had the shop blocked over here a couple days ago, but now that is open. By the way, this is the line for Spaceship Earth Fast Pass. It looks like they've got it wrapped around, but now you actually can't walk up over there by guest relations. You have to come around the other side. They're doing some major construction work over here by the Spaceship Earth queue. Not sure if you can see, there we go, the sun is kind of in the way for us a little bit, but you can see This is all blocked off, and you cannot walk this side of Spaceship Earth, and the bathrooms on that left-hand side as you come in are also blocked. So the bathrooms over here on this right-hand side are definitely much, much more crowded because they're having to take all of the guests entering and leaving the park. So a lot more traffic in the restrooms. You may want to use a different restroom area. And here's another big change. This used to be the camera center, and now it's actually camera center and pin traders. So you've got camera center sign over here, and then pin traders over here. So that's an update, not really construction, but definitely something that is new and is changing. So kind of interesting. And continuing around the right-hand side of Spaceship Earth, where all the guest traffic has to go, there actually is another really big change, and this is one I'm really excited about. You see the wall here that's kind of blocking off some construction in this area, but what's really cool is that over here by the restrooms, there's now a pathway that leads all the way over to the Living Seas, the Land and Imagination. So it actually leads all the way over to Future World West, which is really cool. Another thing that's new is Spaceship Earth, Our Shared Story is actually, there's a sign there. That's the first time I've seen that, so that's kind of neat. And so there's a lot of really big changes going on, but this is cool. This actually, I believe, used to be, there may have been a building back here. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's mostly, I'll have to look back at older videos, it was mostly just trees, shrubbery, garden type area over on this side, just landscaping. So it comes all the way over here by the Living Seas. So we have this really nice wide open pathway just behind the old Innovations building, which we'll show that in a minute, but it also has these really cool logos from all the existing, classic, and even upcoming pavilions. So pretty amazing, and always cool to see the classic logos as well. And also, we turn around here in just a second, you're going to get an amazing view of Spaceship Earth from an angle that wasn't possible before now. So, really cool, and I'm glad they did this. It's part of the construction, you know, here at what we call affectionately Walcott. But this is kind of a silver lining that we get to walk places we didn't get to go before. So there you can see what I'm talking about. It's a really good view of Spaceship Earth over the wall there. And there are even better views if we go back further and kind of walk around a little bit. You can really see an unobstructed view, except for just a little bit of wall, of our beloved Spaceship Earth. And the pathway comes out right over here by the entrance to the Coral Reef restaurant here at the Seas Pavilion. So it used to be a wall here and you couldn't go any further. And now it's one of the main entryways, kind of taking pressure off the main area since the Fountain of Nations is being removed, and that's all blocked off, which we'll show you in just a minute. Here's a really great view of kind of the whole walkway from just underneath the monorail track. Over here between the Land and Imagination, got some more construction walls up, got some butterflies and things on there for Festival of the Arts, and we're not going to be doing a Festival of the Arts update, but you can see some construction over there. I don't know, probably just re-landscaping. I'm not exactly sure what that is because it's not really part of what I would consider the main construction, but may also have something to do with the Moana Pavilion or overlay coming in over here on this side. You can see inside there just a little bit from this angle. Looks like they're just working a little bit on the hillside there, so on the berm as it is. And the berm is what kind of blocks the view of the outside areas and the backstage areas at all the theme parks. I've got walls up over here. I think they were using this for Food and Wine Festival and it just hasn't come back, and it's also probably part of the construction progress to tear down this part of Innovations West where Club Cool and the character meet and greet were. So you can see, of course, the building is not here anymore, and we're going to get a better view of that as we get on the other side. And after you come out of the breezeway there, you're immediately greeted with the wall that's covering up the Fountain of Nations removal, as well as the removal of part of that, again, Innovations building. So it's almost all the way gone too, so we'll get a look at that as I get around the corner here. But you can see directional signage so people know kind of where to go and how to get to their favorite attractions, because it's a little bit more confusing to navigate now with all the different changes that have been going on. You can see some construction equipment inside the walls, and then as we look to the right, kind of a sad sight here, just the last remaining pieces of the structure there and ready to be taken down as well from that part of the building that was Club Cool and the character meet and greet. So Sad to see it go for sure. I know we did videos of that. I'm not used to being able to see the Imagination Pavilion pyramids behind there, because there used to be the building, of course, at Innovations, if you're not familiar, used to, at this same height, continue all the way around several more feet that direction. So they've been slowly but surely removing the structure throughout the last few weeks, and they're almost down to just the last few beams. So pretty interesting, but also sad. Here's a shot from a little further back, so you can see a little bit more of the view there. It's pretty cool to see Imagination, but it's kind of weird. Some people just walked by and said the exact same thing. If you've been coming to Epcot for a while, that's a very strange sight. So still taking me some time to process it, but I am excited to see what they come up with. It's just really, really hard to see, things that you love and have appreciated for years and years change. So change is good, but it is hard sometimes. And of course, another huge update is that Mouse Gear has moved. It's actually moved around the corner behind the building here, close to where Guardians of the Galaxy is going to be. So the signage has been removed, a lot of the theming's been removed, and it is definitely moving out. Now, I think from what I've read, they're going to put the Mouse Gear back in here with a smaller footprint, and then eventually Club Cool will go back in, and that way they'll have room for that iconic part of Epcot. But for now, Mouse Gear is on this side of the breezeway, so we'll go take a look at that next. So all blacked out here, nobody home at the former location of Mouse Gear, at least at this point. Got construction walls on this side of the breezeway. Looking over by Test Track, it's actually hard to get through over there. I don't think that you can get through very far on this side anymore. So the pathways are very restricted here in Epcot. But let's take a look over here at the new home of Mouse Gear. So this used to be where Colortopia, the House of the Future, and several other things, I believe Some of All Thrills was here as well. So you can see the logo there. It's good that they take the time to put that up there. I don't know how long this is going to be here in this location, but it is Mouse Gear. We'll just walk in really quick and show you just a brief overview of the store, and then Jenna actually has done complete video tours of it and merchandise updates, so definitely go check those out for a more in-depth look at it. So it's a pretty large space. There's actually quite a bit of room here, but still smaller than the original location and definitely crowded. It's good. People seem to have not had too much trouble finding the new spot for merchandise. So there's Mission Space, and then you've got some walls over here protecting some construction zones on this side, and I believe this is one of the ways they bring equipment in from backstage as well at different points during the day. And of course they're protecting the area around the new home of Guardians of the Galaxy here. So you can see they've repainted it and really starting to look pretty nice. It's kind of copper color. So it used to be multicolored, and now it's this copper color. Looks nice. Let's zoom in here. It's definitely different though. The solar panels, of course, have been removed for a while. By the way, we're kind of following a line of people heading to get their pass holder magnets for the Festival of the Arts, and here is Daisy. She's having a good day today. Hello! Looking great, Daisy.
She knows.
Yeah, she knows. That was pretty cool. You got a little character interaction in your construction update there. That's why I love Disney. Anything is possible anytime. So here's a little bit better view over here. Again, we're not going to get the pass holder magnet today, but pretty interesting to see the coloring again on the sides of the building. There you can see over there by the restroom building some machinery sitting up on the hill over there. So it'll be interesting to see what they're doing with all these different areas, but it's all part of the master plan. Head over by Test Track here, and I was a little bit incorrect earlier when I mentioned that there is no way to get to the rest of Epcot or World Showcase from this direction. You can actually head up this way and go through the Odyssey pathway, but you can't go this way and head back over to the former Fountain of Nations Plaza and the World Showcase kind of junction area where it meets with Future World. So that is something that is blocked off, but you can still get through in the Odyssey. The Test Track, by the way, is closed for refurbishment, so that's another huge update, and definitely will be sorely missed. It is something that a lot of people love to ride, and it definitely takes a lot of the crowd as well, people waiting and people doing their fast passes and things like that. So I think this is just a refurbishment to check and maintain things and repaint, update, fix anything that needs to be broken. I don't think they're going to be changing too much here, so pretty interesting though. But right between Test Track and Mission Space, you can see the Space 220 restaurant. It's actually painted green now, which fits in nice with the trees and bushes here. So, and that should be opening sometime this spring. There is some speculation that it'll open on February 20th, which would be 220, the same name, actually 22020, the same name as the restaurant, which is Space 220, because it's supposed to be 220 miles above the Earth's surface. So pretty cool. This is kind of a cool angle here by Mission Space. You can see Mission Space, the Wonders of Life Pavilion, and the Guardians of the Galaxy building. And actually, you can see how well the Guardians of the Galaxy building hides against the sky. I mean, you can see it, but it's not prominent, and that's what Disney was going for. Pretty cool. And here is some concept art for the new Play Pavilion, which will be taking the place of the Wonders of Life Pavilion. There will be inside the Wonders of Life Pavilion, so it'll be interesting to see what that looks like when it is completed. There's another view of the missing half of Innovations West there, and Imagination Pavilion behind it. So, pretty crazy.
We're chasing rabbits.
Here's the view from just across from where Mouse Gear used to be. Here we are by the other entrance of Mouse Gear, and you can see again the skeleton of the rest of the building there, and they will be taking the remainder of that building down pretty soon. They're probably concerned about pathways and things like that, but you can also see, of course, it's Festival of the Arts, so people are painting on the color by number painting there, which is really cool. So this is what I was talking about before. You can get to the family play zone here, but you can't get all the way over to Test Track. So the cast members are there to assist. You actually can't even get into Odyssey from there. You've got to go all the way over here to the main Odyssey bridge. So just a word of the wise, the only thing that you can get to that direction is the play area. Although if you've got kids that want to use the play area, it's probably not that busy, because a lot of people probably don't even know that it's back there since they don't walk by it anymore. And a quick update to the Epcot construction here. Actually, I'm here a few days later, and actually right here in front of this paint by number mural, they've actually got the entire path blocked off here now on the other side. So even just in a couple days after I filmed this, they already now have this path blocked off by a former Mouse Gear and going down to Electric Umbrella. And now the pathway leading down towards Test Track is open, and that's the way through on the right. And then on the left, you can go down by Imagination and down by the Land and everywhere else. So those are the two different ways to get by now. The entire Fountain of Nations Plaza section is now closed. So that's just a quick update to what I covered before. So that's changed literally just in a couple days since I filmed the first part, but I was here a different day and I wanted to show you this. So this is, today is Sunday, January the 26th. So that's when I'm filming this today, but pretty cool. I've never seen Fountain of Nations Plaza completely closed off. So interesting to see what happens. We'll walk over here by some of the art booths, which are in the location, or former location, I should say, of some of the Coastal Eats and Food and Wine Festival booths. So, of course, they'll be back at the next Food and Wine Festival, but they've used this space over here that they've created for some of the art pavilions and art booths here. I guess they're really not pavilions, but we'll go with booth. there's a good shot. You can see some of the remaining structure with Spaceship Earth right behind it. A beautiful Imagination Pavilion. You know, even with the construction, Epcot is still such a beautiful place. There really isn't any place like it in the world. Love when the monorail goes by like that. And I know I've shown you several angles of it, but this is still pretty striking to me, just having gotten used to the building being there all these years, to see it just completely go on like that. And there's some construction barriers up here. Wouldn't necessarily call it wall, more like a tarp, but kind of covering up some of the former Food and Wine Festival booths. I'm not sure if they're going to take these out. Surely they won't leave it covered up like this until next August, whenever the Food and Wine Festival comes back in, but I'm not sure if they're using these for Festival of the Arts. I'd assume they'd have them up by now. So if you know what they're doing here, let me know in the comments below. As we continue up the path, they've got a nice little eating area over here where some of the Food and Wine Festival booths are during that festival. And then, the moment you've all been waiting for, there's a new bathroom, which actually this is much needed because this section of World Showcase had tiny little bathrooms by the food booth up here, but definitely were not adequate for the amount of the crowds that have been around here at Epcot, especially on the busy times. So you've got new restrooms here. They're really nice. Obviously I won't show inside, but they've also got new Starbucks here. There's a little wall between the Starbucks and the restrooms. They must be doing still some landscaping or something back there, but definitely a very welcome sight for people like Jenna and anybody else who enjoys Starbucks, which apparently is a lot of people. A beautiful day on the World Showcase Lagoon here with one of the Friendship boats coming towards us. One thing you'll immediately notice on the skyline right between Morocco and France is the green building there, and we've shown this in past updates, but that is the Ratatouille building. We're going to take a look at some of the Ratatouille construction updates next. The exterior of that building hasn't really changed much. If you watch my last few updates back in the fall, pretty much it's been like that ever since. All the work's been taking place either outside the building on the other side of the entry area and the new street and everything that's going to be back there, or inside the building to the right itself. And here in the France Pavilion, we have the Beauty and the Beast sing-along that just debuted on the opening day of the Festival of the Arts. So they are actually rotating this Beauty and the Beast sing-along with Impressions de France, and unfortunately for right now they're only showing Impressions de France from 7:30 to closing at 9 p.m. So only an hour and a half of Impressions de France, but I am glad that it's still here because it's one of the most beautiful movies in all of Epcot. And as far as the Ratatouille ride construction, all you can see from this side is this wall here. This will eventually be the entry area to the ride, and there'll be a nice little French street that they've constructed, and of course the queue buildings and all that stuff. So that'll be really cool once they finish it. But from this side you can't see much. However, we'll take you outside the park where you can really see some big progress out there, including the new Gusteau's sign, which I saw earlier on the way in on the Skyliner. So let's go check that out. And as we head out of the park to check out the Ratatouille construction progress from outside the park, I did want to mention there are two other shows, actually they're movies, that have debuted here at the start of the Festival of the Arts, and that is Canada Far and Wide, over of course in the Canada Pavilion, and Awesome Planet, which is in the Land Pavilion where the Lion King environmental film used to be. So those are both great shows, and super excited that they premiered for the Festival of the Arts. And we will be featuring those in a different video later on. And outside the park you can see the beautiful Skyliner as well as the flower and topiary work over there across the waterway. But what we're here for is the Ratatouille construction, and you can see it just there next to the Eiffel Tower, and we'll zoom on it here in just a minute. But wow, you can really see they've extended the Parisian skyline a little bit to kind of blend in with the building and kind of block the ride building from view. So it's gonna be really pretty when they get that done. Let's zoom in on it and check it out here. So this is the Gusteau sign, which is really cool, of course from Ratatouille itself, and very iconic sign from the movie. So we'll get a closer look at that here in just a second on the Skyliner. Let's go ride.
Welcome aboard the Disney Skyliner at Epcot International Gateway. We're flying to Disney's Riviera Resort with a final stop at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort. We hope you enjoyed your visit to Epcot and World Showcase. Did you learn how to say hello in a different language today? Soon we'll be flying past Disney's Boardwalk Inn and if you are planning to visit World Showcase today, now might be a good time to practice your holas, ni haos, and konnichiwas. When you arrive at each nation's pavilion, cultural hosts will be waiting to greet you in their native language, helping make your visit to Epcot a truly international exchange. We are now arriving at Epcot. To all who come to this place of joy, hope, and friendship, welcome.
Well, that's all for now for this huge Epcot construction update for January of 2020. We hope you enjoyed the video. Please be sure to leave us a comment and let us know what you think of all these changes. Are you excited for what's coming to Epcot? A little bit sad about some of the things that are gone, or maybe a mix of the two? That's kind of where I'm at. But leave a comment, let us know what you think. Also leave us a like. It really does help the video when you do that. And be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell if you haven't already done so. Also, be sure to check out our sponsors, mickeyblog.com and mickeystravels.com, for the best and free Disney vacation planning advice. Also, be sure to check out Victor Naraki at celebratingflorida.com or facebook.com/Naraki Realtor if you're thinking about moving to the Central Florida area. He is a realtor specializing in Central Florida, and you definitely want to check out his website again, facebook.com/Naraki Realtor or celebratingflorida.com. And finally, if you'd like to save money on your TV bill but still watch all the same shows, go check out cordcuttersnews.com. That's cordcuttersnews.com or youtube.com/cordcuttersnews. So for now, have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. Bye-bye. Now that you've finished watching this video, be sure that you're subscribed so that you can get all of the latest updates. Also, check out some other great videos on our channel. Have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. Bye-bye.